Hello, I'm in the studio just making a few final adjustments before we actually go live. I'm using short countdown clocks in all my broadcasts. This broadcast is exclusive to the BeLive Streamers group, so if you're watching live in the group, thank you. I'll give everybody a few minutes to actually take their seats. I've got 17 seconds before I appear on camera, and today, well, let's see what we're going to be talking about today, because I'm going to take this card off full screen in a second, and then 3, 2, 1, you will see me. I'm going to go full screen. Hello, I'm using it's Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire in England. I'm using a green screen today, XSplit VCam, and that means that rather than dazzling you, I can just switch to my normal background, which is this one. Okay, so how are we all today? Today we're going to be talking about, and I'll just bring it up on screen by doing that and taking that off. Okay, we're talking about the BeLive Video Editor and how you can use it to actually smooth your production flow. And if I go picture in picture that way around, and I'm going to change the theme so you can actually see more of the screen. I'm just hoping that I'm actually live. If I am live, all good. I'm going to apply the theme change. I've shrunk myself, and you can now see more of the screen. We've got two themes we can use. At the moment, we're all waiting for more themes. Who knows what's going to happen now? Hello and welcome to the live broadcast. Thank you for joining. And I always like confirmation I'm live, especially today. This broadcast is actually exclusively live in the BeLive Streamers group, formerly known as BeLivers. And for that reason, only people in the group can see it. And we say hello to Bosco. Need your help? Yes, we need more themes and more windows. I'll agree with you with that one, Bosco. And back over to Bosco again. And nice to see you after ages. Well, yeah, it is a while since we had a catch up. But I always watch a few moments of the broadcasts you're actually doing, and I like it. Now, this is one of the things I actually like the show. What I don't do is say hello. I should say hello, then you know I've actually been there. Okay, now I went up earlier. This is a shared page. This is part of your BeLive setup, because BeLive is more than the studio. BeLive is your streams, and you can see on the page that's showing next to me the streams that I've done. Okay, so there's a stream that's going out live tonight, the one with the castle on it, and that is going to Amazon Live. I'm looking forward to that broadcast. Well, I look forward to all broadcasts, but your broadcasts are listed in reverse date order. So the next broadcast you're going to do at the top, and then you underneath that you have, that's the one I'm doing now, that's the one you're watching now. What I've done more and more of is actually testing, and in terms of testing, what I do is I just record locally in the studio, and I can test. And it's very important that you do test occasionally, test your video, test your sound, make sure that everything's positioned correctly on camera. So testing takes part of my time. And then over to the shows that I've done. I did a show earlier this week with Nick Wood, and we were talking about the latest in technology, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So over to Bosco again, and Bosco saying I bought in for an annual membership as I believe in BeLive. Okay, I'm going to leave that on screen for a few moments, Bosco, and then we'll do a screenshot of it. Okay, thank you for that. And we'll say hello to Chris. Chris, thank you for joining me. Oh, sorry, Divine, thank you for joining me. Brilliant to see you, Divine. Just to go to a question you asked in BeLivers about the microphone, if you could screen record what happens when you lose your mic, that would be very helpful. That would enable us to actually sort of troubleshoot where it's happening. So Divine, hello and thank you. Please make a recording of your screen, just do a test broadcast, and then we can see what's actually happening. And right, okay, and this is a good point from Bosco. Yes, please, I would love for you to interact. And I think this is, I mean, I've got an email today from Molly, and Molly was saying, Molly Mahoney, our Molly Mahoney, saying that organic reach is down. In other words, we're not getting as many views as we used to. Now, I know we're always saying this, but I think Facebook at the moment is trying to stop us looking at the views. I've always looked at time watched as being the constraint. But it is a fact that if you do a live broadcast on BeLive, the more people who interact with your broadcast, the more people will see it. Every time somebody comments, more people will see it. Every time somebody likes your broadcast, more people will see it. Facebook is in total control of who sees your broadcast. In an ideal world, 2.3 billion people would see it. Please work that way. It's actually done so that we've got to fight for our reach, and interacting is the best way to do it. So next time you watch somebody live, don't just watch. Don't just leave one comment. Just say hello. Hello, thank you for broadcasting. Thank you, I enjoyed it. Yeah, say more than hello is what I'm getting around to. Say hello to Chris, and Chris is saying hello, Stephen. And over to Bosco again. Hello, Chris. Thank you for joining me. No videos involved today, so no sound problems. Chris knows well. I broadcast on Amazon Live last night, and I played 2 videos and forgot to unmute myself afterwards. So I'm training myself. We can all learn new tricks, and my new trick is to actually unmute myself after a video is played. Over to Bosco. And Bosco is saying, yes, it's down considerably. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, I think it doesn't matter which platform you're on. The game plan from Facebook seems to have changed, and the only way that we can sort of counteract it is by interacting with each other. It is a fact. Okay, every comment whilst I'm live today means more people in the group will see it. Now, you'd think in a group with over 25,000 members, everybody would see it. It doesn't work that way. Every single comment means more people will see it. Okay, even in a very active group like BeLive is. Okay, over to Divine. And Divine is saying, okay, Stephen Healy, noted with thanks. Chrome browser didn't used to mute my microphone previously. I just don't know what's going on now. The only way we're going to find out is if you can do it. I do empathize because I've been having mic problems myself, but it's all been down to me. In this particular case, if you feel it's down to the Chrome browser, the only thing to do is to actually record the screen as you're actually doing it. Just do a test broadcast. It doesn't matter who sees it or doesn't. Just do a test broadcast, but record the whole screen so that we can actually see your browser. Okay, and I'm delighted for all these comments. And over to Bosco, and Bosco is saying, I had 30,000 organic reach last year, but the last 5 months I've had a pathetic 50. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's just, the thing is that as time goes on, we're getting better at broadcasting, and you would think that if we're improving our broadcasts, we're upgrading our camera, upgrading our microphone, upgrading our green screen, we're doing all these things right, and we're using the formula that worked in the past when you were getting 30,000 organic reach. We've not changed, we've improved. So you'd think that your 30,000 organic reach would go up. Right, so if anybody from Facebook is watching, then good to know. So over to Bosco again. Interact, please. Let's beat Facebook. Well, Facebook own the pitch. If this was a football match, we're playing inside their pitch, and they decide the rules. They're the referee. So more interaction, the better. And over to Bosco. FB wants us to sponsor posts. I think there's some truth in that. If Facebook is here to make money, let's not forget. And when we go live, we're actually working for Facebook. Yeah, we're providing content for Facebook. We don't charge Facebook for doing it. We say we'll go live for an hour, and then they want us to pay advertising on top. Anyway, that's obviously a topic that we can get into and say hello to Facebook user. Hey, Stephen. Now, at the top of this post in the group, I'll come to the comments in a minute. I'll come to me for a second because we're yeah. At the top of this post in the group is the text that goes with it, and there's a link there. If you click that link, I will be able to see your name and your picture. You just need to click it once. But what we have discovered is that it runs out, and you may have to click it again every so often to actually get it to work again. So if you bear with me and just click that link once and then just continue, I should see your name next time. Over to Bosco. And Bosco is saying, hi, yeah. And again, Paolo Di Cagna, that brings back memories to all football fans. I'm not going to say soccer, and he's saying, Bosco's saying true. Okay, so every comment in the group means that more people see the broadcast, and that's true of all our broadcasts. More comments, more views. Okay, and out to Facebook user, still anonymous. Yes, they throttle down the reach and want you to pay for eyeballs. Create an audience you own, an email list, and then send them an announcement of your live. And this is Bradley. So Bradley, thank you for joining me. I love your videos too. So there's an idea, and we do have to do work to actually get an audience. And Bradley is saying, yes, they throttle down the reach, that's Facebook, and want you to pay for eyeballs. So they want us to advertise, but you can't boost a post before you go live. In fact, you don't know where the post is before you go live. You can only boost the recording, okay? And you could take any video and you can have thousands of people viewing. You can target it and you get thousands of people viewing your post after you've been live. Getting people to watch your post whilst you're live is a battle that we're all fighting. Team think we'll all work on an action plan. So part of that, Bradley is saying, create an audience you own, an email list, then send them an announcement of your live. And this is Bradley. Okay, so yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, for years, people involved in marketing have been saying the value is in the list. In other words, the list of email addresses, and the value is in the list on Udemy because you can contact every student on Udemy. The value is in the list on email because you can contact your email list. So perhaps for a future program, we can get together and actually talk about how to build your email list. And Bradley's, yes, I can see you now. Yeah, thank you. And over to Bogdan. Hello, Bogdan from BeLive, and thank you for joining me on the show today. So if you have any questions about BeLive, then you can ask Bogdan. Okay, thank you for joining me. Yes, okay, so every comment counts. Okay, your comments count. Now, the other thing that matters, just while we're totally off topic, and it doesn't really matter, I mean, basically, this is a BeLive Streamers Community get-together, which is absolutely brilliant. The best thing that you can do after you've been live, and this is especially in a group, after this broadcast is finished, I will reply to every single comment. I'll reply not just saying hi, I would reply with a text or an answer to the question or some additional information. And that's important because what Facebook sees doesn't check who you are. It sees people commenting on the post afterwards. And you increase the reach of the broadcast afterwards. Now, we know that the vast majority of people actually watch the replay rather than watching live. Thank you to everybody who's watching live, but most people actually watch a replay. That being the case, the greater the reach that you can get just after your broadcast, sit down, answer all the comments, that increases the reach. It also increases, it's a virtuous circle. So to Bogdan, and Chris is saying, yes, we can make email lists. So Chris is saying to Bradley, thank you, we can make email lists. So that's 2 people saying email lists. Brilliant. Okay. Yeah. Now, next question, Bradley. Let's have a conversation going. Where would you create your email list? Where's your favorite? And Chris, the same. Everybody watching, the same. Where would you create your email list? What's the best software to do that? Okay. Now, I've got a MailChimp, and I've got to be honest here. You've no control over who joins your email list, and I got a MailChimp list, and I actually used it. And yes, I'm going to start from scratch again. Where should I start my new email list? Okay. Okay, so over to BeLive. Hi, Stephen. Namaste. Thank you, BeLive. I'm going to guess that could be Alina, or it could be another member of the BeLive team. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we've got a great conversation going. You can actually ask anything you want during the course of this broadcast. If I don't know the answer, then I know people who do. Now, what we're talking about, I'm going to go, and as soon as the comments start rolling in again, please do make more comments. I'll come back, but I want to go. I've got a script. I actually got this. Look, I've got it here. It says, "Welcome to the show. We're talking about the BeLive Video Editor." Okay, but we're talking about anything. You can talk about anything at all in relation to broadcasting or the English Premier League or anything that takes your fancy. Okay, so I'm going to go off solo only and bring up on screen. So this is basically, I went up earlier, I went to my image, top right of my studio, I went to my streams, and this is what I'm sharing with you at the moment. Now, my streams, just going back to the top, there's the broadcast I've got tonight on Amazon Live, 2 p.m. Eastern for those who are around. And it's all about castles. It's broadcast now. Then, as I said earlier, I always do practice broadcasts as well. So that's what those are, local recordings. And then we've got the broadcast, which was my weekly broadcast on Amazon yesterday. And I've got to say, Amazon is where the action is. And then the broadcast I did yesterday with Nick. Now, Nick and I, every week, look at cutting edge technology. And we broadcast every week on BeLive, and then we go out to other systems. So we broadcast to up to 30 different destinations every time we go live, including our website. And everything starts with BeLive, and it goes out from BeLive, and it goes out to a program called Switchboard Live, and that's why we've got the 5 destinations that BeLive gives us, but one of those we use is RTMP. And that means we can go out to Switchboard Live and go to 10 other destinations all at the same time. Okay. Now, if you haven't got RTMP and you would like it, then you can join the BeLive Closed Focus Group and apply for it. RTMP is a game changer. It opens up a whole new era because you can broadcast anywhere. You can't interact, but you could broadcast too. From your BeLive studio, you can broadcast to Twitter, Twitch, anything that accepts RTMP. If you want to play music, you can go to Mixcloud. If you're an influencer on Amazon, you can go to Amazon Live direct from your BeLive studio. Yeah, when I broadcast on Amazon Live tonight, one, I will earn money. Yeah, I get paid. I get paid for every minute I broadcast on Amazon Live, coming from my BeLive studio. So that's it. That's it, RTMP. Anyway, just going back to, so those are all my broadcasts, and I can go back, because I'm on the pro version of BeLive, I can go back to my first ever broadcast. I'm not going to do that now, but you can see how many broadcasts I do. I do 6 broadcasts a week, and we could go back to the first ever broadcast I did, but we're not going to do that. What we're interested in today is that as soon as you've completed a broadcast, and those are 2 upcoming broadcasts, here's the one I did with Nick yesterday. I can edit the broadcast, and this is what it's all about. So back in the studio, I'm going to stop screen sharing that. I'm going to hide it. Come back to me. Hello again. and looking forward to more comments. And thank you for watching live. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share screen again. Only this time I'm going to share the BeLive Video Editor. And that's not quite right. Hang on. I knew I'm going to stop that. Okay. Take your time when doing things, because otherwise things don't always turn out. I want a Chrome tab, but I want sound. Always remember that if you want sound from a Chrome tab, you must click the Share Audio button, bottom left. If you don't, as I found out when I was actually testing this, it says share. I'm trying to share. Hang on, just a minute. Let's take this properly. This is like, don't you just love live video? So screen share, Chrome tab, that tab. Okay, share video and share. Okay, so we got it right that time. If something doesn't go right the first time, don't panic. Take your time, just carry on talking. Yeah, carry on talking and do what you've got to do in the background, and then come back in. And I've got more comments which I've missed, my apologies. And over to Chris, and Chris is saying for the email list, and I'm going to hide that comment and scroll down. So I'm just waiting for answers. I don't know whether Bradley's still here, about the, okay, right. So I'm going to go to a shared screen, and I'm going to hide that one. And I'm going to bring this one. Wait a minute, I've gone wrong. I'm going to share this screen. I'm going to go picture in picture again. Okay, so this is the video with Nick Wood and I yesterday. And basically, as I said, we get together for half an hour and actually discuss the technology, the cutting edge technology. We do things that other people won't do. We're not afraid to get things wrong. So this is our broadcast from yesterday. And if you're watching me live now, could you just confirm when I press this button that you can hear the sound? We're good. Okay. Say hello to everybody on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Twitch and on the website. Nick and I are broadcasting everywhere today, hence the countdown clock. We've got to wait for everybody to start up. Could you hear the sound? That's my question. Could you hear the sound on that broadcast? Before I go any further, because this is important, I'll hang around for a minute or two. If you heard the sound when I played that video just now, can you say, yes, I heard the sound? Because I had two options and I may have picked the wrong option. So if you're watching live at the moment, just say that you can hear the video or not. I'm going to play a little bit more of the video for a moment, and if you can hear the sound, just let me know.
Got to play catch up.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's it. You've got different connection times, haven't you, between the platforms?
Yeah.
And if you go live straight away, then okay. That was a toggle switch. Right. Okay. So thank you. And say thank you to Alina. Thank you, Alina. Alina's saying, yes, we can. And Divine, thank you for staying with me, Divine. Divine is saying, yes, we can. Okay. Absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the first little bit of this video, and then I'm going to come to the first use of the BeLive Video Editor. Now, what I'm doing when I'm doing this, to prevent any echo, okay, I'm turning my microphone off. So I'm going to play a little snippet from yesterday. Now, the second point that comes with this video has a countdown clock. Okay, let's rewind to the beginning, because I want to make the point here. If I go back to the beginning and click there, okay. we start the show with a countdown clock. Now it's only 40 seconds, but as Chris said yesterday, what we actually do is whilst the countdown clock is counting down, we actually talk. So if you've got a countdown clock, my suggestion is that you don't have music with it, you actually talk with it. And I'll give you an example of that now. So we're killing two birds with one stone. And I'll come to what we're going to do with that in a minute. So back to the video. Haven't you, between the platforms?
Yeah.
And if you go live straight away, then people miss the first 30 seconds of the broadcast. And it's like watching the CSI and NCIS, what have you. If you miss the first minute, you don't know what's going on.
Exactly. We normally give our best stuff in the first 30 seconds. Yeah,
we do. If you're watching the show, hello Nick. Hang on. Let me move my stand out of the way. That's step one.
Nope.
Right, you could see this is the first use of the BeLive Video Editor. We've got the countdown clock, which is at the beginning of the video. And when you go live, it's not a problem. Now, I've seen people with 5-minute, 10-minute countdown clocks. And if somebody's watching the replay, what they don't want to do is to sit through a 5-minute countdown. Now, you're going to tell me, I've got a 5-minute countdown because, okay, I don't have any problem with your reasons for actually doing a 5-minute countdown. But the situation is that somebody's watching the replay, you're asking them to fast forward the first 5 minutes because they're not interested in the countdown clock. Nothing happens. Yeah. And so you want basically to remove the countdown clock for anybody who's watching the replay. Yeah. So that's the first use of the BeLive Video Editor. The broadcast just finished. You want a copy of the video to go onto YouTube. So what you do is you actually move back to the beginning. Okay. You move the right-hand bookend, which you can see me dragging across, and it's taking away all the video. And I move that over here. Yeah. And that's the countdown clock. Now I'm just going to move this over the other side. Okay. What I want the video to do is to start when the countdown clock stops. So I'm going to go here or here. Okay. Now that's when the countdown clock stops. So what I can do is I can move this bookend over here. Now I'm not going to, that's basically removed the countdown clock from the recording. Yeah. So let me just put the other end. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to go there and I'm going to move this bookend to the end of the video. Just a minute. Speak amongst yourselves for a second. I'll get this in a second. Okay. I'm going to remove the countdown clock. So that when I repurpose this video and I put it onto YouTube, I put it onto Twitch, I put it on wherever I'm going to put it, in my blog post or Vimeo or wherever, it won't have the countdown clock on it. Now, to me, this is important because every obstacle that you put in the path of somebody who's watching the replay means that they're less likely to watch it. Yeah. Having a countdown clock at the beginning of your video is brilliant when you're live. It's not a good idea when you're actually talking of repurposing. So after your show, go straight to the BeLive Video Editor, set it up so the countdown clock is not in the recording. Then all you need to do is press top right-hand corner, download, and that will create the shortened video, which you can then import everywhere else. Okay. Now, I'm not going to set that going now because it takes a few minutes to process and what I'm actually doing at the moment. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that one. Okay, but you can, as soon as you finish, you can edit your video, cut out the countdown clock so that when you repurpose it, people don't have to sit down through your video and watch the countdown clock at the beginning, because it's another thing they've got to do. They've got to fast forward 40 seconds, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah, and it puts people off. Remove it. Start at the beginning of your show. First use. And that's important. And I am going to follow my own ideas, and I'll begin doing that. Okay, so that's idea number one. Now, the second thing is, okay, if you repurpose, I'll come to the comments in a minute, and thank you, Chris. If you repurpose a 1 hour video and you've cut the countdown clock off the front now, so it's down to 59 or 55 minutes, people start to watch your video at the beginning. Okay, they don't have any countdown clock, they're going to start watching straight away. That's good, job done. But, and this is a big but, the value of your recorded video does not lie in the first few minutes of the broadcast. It doesn't, simply doesn't. That's when you're getting started, warming up, getting going. If you're going to create snippets, I love the word snippets instead of clips, from your broadcast, they want to be of the most interesting parts of your broadcast to tease people to come and watch the full broadcast. Now, you can create snippets which tell a short story. Okay, I mean, live video is all about telling different stories throughout the course of this 60 minutes. But there are stories which stand out to you, which you can say, okay, that is a story worth a short snippet in its own right. How do I do that? Okay, so let's go back. This is a scenario. I'm going to go back, and I've got behind me again, we've got Nick and I. And if I go along and I move to here, and you notice when I click on this, the flag moves. I'm going to move the bookend. Okay, and the bookend is here. So I've come part way through the video, and I'm going to play this video. You'll be able to listen to it. And this is Nick and I, just to give you the backstory. Nick and I, both on Amazon Live. We want to stream on Amazon Live, but Nick, going from his BeLive studio, wants to stream on Amazon Live, but also stream on Adair Palmer's page at the same time. We found a solution. So this is a way for Nick's broadcast to appear on Adair's Amazon Live and Nick's Amazon Live at the same time. So let's pick up the story, and I'm just going to go to here, there, and let's see what happens. Okay, so let's be back in a minute. I'm not sure whether I'm back. I should be back now. Let's just move. I am back. Good. Okay, and let's get on screen again. That was weird.
It's just one of those things. Just like went blank. A bit like my mind at times. It just goes. But you were just saying this, Stephen. You teased. You were getting to the bit that I was really interested in. It was just like, so going backwards, we were streaming into Restream, where I can then stream into Amazon.
Yeah. And then, okay, let's cut the story from where we were there.
That's where you left me hanging.
Right. So we're streaming to Amazon. Yeah. For destinations and Restream from BeLive. So the stream comes into here. It goes on the right-hand side. We then push it out to Amazon, but we can then push it out to Switchboard. Yes. Result. So we're actually going live on Amazon and Switchboard, which means that Switchboard is in the equation, going out to as many destinations as you want. And in addition to that, you can go live on. I've got 3 Facebooks there, LinkedIn, and all sorts of places. So what we're doing there, and this is important to both of us, is we're actually going live to Restream from BeLive. Okay, the whole studio goes, and it's RTMP, so there's no lag or anything, and everything's synchronized. And then from Restream, we're going out to Amazon, which is what we want to do. But in addition to that, we can go out to Switchboard Live.
That is brilliant. Now, I do have because I want more.
Okay.
So how many Amazon accounts can you go out to on Restream? Is it just the one?
No, you basically, the limit on Restream is the number of RTMP accounts you can have. Yeah.
So that does solve my issue to
Yep.
beam the cooking show to my page and to Adair's Amazon page. This is the resolution.
This is the resolution, because basically Amazon sees Restream as the primary source. Yeah, which is the problem we've had, because it didn't work when we went straight through Switchboard.
Yeah, and it mucked up the bit rate.
It did. Well, it said it did.
It
broke it. Yeah, I'm a firm believer sometimes that systems put out the nearest error message they can get, and it's not necessarily the correct one. So it frightens the hell out of you. I mean, basically that's what it does, because you think, well, I don't have any control over the bit rate. Okay, I can go 128720, but I can't do anything else apart from that. So that's it. That's the solution. That is the use of RTMP, is to go from the BeLive Studio using RTMP into Restream, and then Restream wherever you want to go. Yeah, and it can be to Amazon sites. Yeah, and there would be no latency, so it's not going through any. Okay, so what I've done, we've played back a snippet, and that is a teaser, because Nick said it was a teaser. So what we're going to do now is I'm in the video editor. I'm going to move this right-hand bookend. Okay, I'm going to put the cursor there, and I want to move the bookend over here, and I'm going to do something here because I've got my, okay, I'm going to refresh. Okay, so we're going to stop screen sharing. Okay, because I can't do what I want to do. So if that happens, best thing to do, I'm going to stop screen sharing. Okay, so it's back to me. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to refresh the BeLive Video Editor and carry on talking. Okay, so I'm refreshing at the moment. I'm going to actually then create the snippet. Now, the snippet I'm going to create is a teaser. It can be used to promote the recording I've just done. It's an interesting moment out of 30 minutes. You don't need to watch the whole show. You can watch an interesting bit right now. And if you like the interesting bit, you can go back and watch the full recording. In addition to that, if you are going live next week, same time, you can use this short video as a promotional video, so you can promote next week's show as well. And the other thing is that the snippet like this, a few minutes, can go onto Twitter, upload it to Twitter once you've got it. You can put it on YouTube. You can put it anywhere you like. If you put it on YouTube, you can put it in a blog post. There's so many uses of snippets. Okay, so let's go back to the page again, and hopefully if I get that, I'm just going to do this manually first of all. I can't get it to, just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Right, I got it now. Okay, I'm going to start screen sharing in a minute. Apologies for this. Okay. Right, okay, so I'm going to screen share again. And if I go to screen share and go to the Chrome tab, BeLive Video Editor, share, and come back to here. Oh, wait a minute. Stop sharing. If I go to share, okay, go to the Chrome tab, switch the audio on, and bring in the BeLive Video Editor. Okay, so I'm going to bring the screen share up on screen. Okay, I'm going to go picture in picture. Now, what I've done there is I have got the beginning and the end of the snippet. Okay, and I'm actually going to export that. Now, I can export it exactly as is. Okay, if I press download, it will process and download. However, within the BeLive Video Editor, I can add text. I can change the color way. Okay, and on the text, I'm going to put, I wish I could spell, just give me a second. Okay, so we've now got, all right, okay, I've got a question coming automatically. I like questions that come in automatically. As you can see, I was busy doing something. I got a question on the screen. Bosco, I'm using, let's come up full screen. I'm using a Logitech Brio with, this is how I look naturally without the green screen background removal. I'm using a Logitech Brio, which you'll find on Amazon. And basically the camera is capable of 4K. It's got everything you actually need of a camera. We all start off with the Logitech C920, and then we graduate. Most people now are actually buying the C922X. I've learnt through my Amazon Live adventures. So, but I'm using the Brio, and I think Brigetti uses the Brio as well. Anything from Logitech, it's basically the best kit you can buy. And I've got missed a previous question. Let's wind back to where I was. There's an echo, and there isn't an echo now. Okay, and there isn't an echo now. We're good. And over to Divine, and Divine is saying what camera. Okay, so I'm using a Logitech Brio. Okay, let's go back to shared screen again. So here I am. I'll come back to your question in a moment, Divine. I'm in the BeLive Video Editor, and the situation here is that I've been able to put this together by taking a snippet from my recording, by adding a border in orange. Orange always attracts attention. I put a title, broadcasting to Amazon Live, and now I'm going to go back to that share, and I've got options. I'm just going to download it. Now, basically what happens, you can see that the screen has changed, and what it's doing now is it's actually processing the video. So let's come back to me whilst that continues, and over to Divine. All right, and Divine saying that's what you, well, there you are. Divine is saying Logitech Brio is great. I started using it 2 weeks ago. Brilliant. Okay, now I'm going to open up a second edit broadcast. The first one's still cooking. I'm keeping an eye on that. Okay, it's still processing. It's now right. So I've got one edit in the oven cooking, and I'm going to show you another edit now because this one is quite interesting. I'm just waiting for the screen to be right. Okay, so I'm going to screen share again, and this is a different way of looking at things. So share screen, and I'm going to go over to the Chrome tab, and I'm going to go to the BeLive Video Editor there. Share. No, that's the wrong one. This is live video, isn't it? I'm going to stop sharing everything. I'll come back to that. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, and this time I'm going to share that one with sound. Share. Okay, then back to me. And okay, I can now share that screen. I can go picture in picture. Okay, and picture. Right, okay, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to go picture in picture. I can tell you that that video has now downloaded. Yeah, so I pressed the download button, it's processed and it sent it. So it took minutes. Staying on the same screen, I can also, if I want, share. So I'm still in the BeLive Studio. I'm still in the video editor and I can share. And at the moment, I can share to Facebook. Upcoming is the ability to share to YouTube or LinkedIn, but I can share to Facebook for the moment. And it gets Facebook's permission and select where I'm sharing to. And I'm going to share it to live video production. And I'm going to put Amazon Live on BeLive. And I'm actually going to share it. Okay, so from within the BeLive Video Editor, I can share out to Facebook. And if you were to go over to live video production, the video is now being processed. You can see the video being processed. Once it's been processed, it will be posted to Facebook. So you haven't left BeLive, you've just done a show. You've now got the recording. You're now repurposing a snippet without leaving the BeLive Studio. This is appearing on Facebook. Yeah. Okay. Now it takes a few seconds to process, during which time we can go over to Divine. And Divine is saying, can you broadcast in 4K using? Right. That's a good question. The Brio camera is capable of 4K. If you're using it with Camtasia and doing a recording, you could use 4K. If you're using it with BeLive, then you can do 1080p. You can't do 4K. Now, we can't do 4K. We can't broadcast at 4K. At the moment, I'm broadcasting out to you at 720. Yeah. That's the basically what I use for Amazon Live, so I leave it as that setting. I could go up to 1080. If I went up to 1080, then somebody watching my broadcast on their mobile phone would be receiving twice as much data. Yeah. So we can't do a 4K broadcast because nobody could watch it. It would take so long. It just takes so much processing power from your computer. It takes so much bandwidth for anybody trying to watch in 4K that 4K is achievable but not practical. Yeah. So having the ability, you can record anything you like in 4K and you can watch it back in 4K, but you can't upload it to YouTube, you can't upload it to Facebook, you can't upload it to Twitch higher than 1080p. So for your own enjoyment, you can do 4K. I think there may be some paid sites that actually allow you to host 4K as well. Possibly Vimeo will do 4K. But for all practical purposes, we have to broadcast at either 720 or 1080. Yeah. There is no other way. Basically, because anybody watching on a mobile phone would be spending a lot of money watching our videos. Okay. 720 is kind to mobile users. 1080 is bearable. 4K, just no go. Okay, so let's go back, take myself off and come back to, okay, and there we have it on screen. I'm going to read you what it says. And it says, we've sent your post to Facebook. It may take a few seconds before it's visible. Now, what's happening there is the BeLive have sent the video to Facebook. That snippet we did, it's gone to Facebook. Facebook process it so they can actually display it on their pages. Job done. So from within your BeLive editing studio, which is part of your BeLive paid subscription, you can do posts on Facebook of snippets from your video. Now, if I press the OK on that, just let me go here. If I press OK on that and close that, you can see that I'm still in editor mode and I could go on to do more snippets. So without leaving BeLive, I can do 4 or 5 snippets from this video. Awesome. Okay, so that's the BeLive Video Editor part 1. Okay, coming up, and I just want to make one alteration here, is I'm going to close that tab. I'm going to close that tab. I'm just freeing up resources. And I'm going to share screen again, and I'm going to tell you another story about sharing. And I'm going to share the BeLive Studio again. This time, because I only got one BeLive Studio open, it should be a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to go picture in picture again, and I will remember to turn my mic off if I press play. I may press play. Okay, so let's go picture in picture. And there are no more comments. I think we're up to date. Right, okay, this is a broadcast that I do on Amazon Live every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And, sorry, 4 p.m. 11 a.m. Eastern on Mondays. 11 a.m. Eastern on Mondays. It says it on the card. I only need to read the card. Now, this broadcast goes live on Amazon. It goes live on Facebook and YouTube. But Amazon is the prime one I'm going to, and I'm going direct from BeLive to Amazon Live. When I finish the broadcast, I'm in, and I can edit the video that I did on Amazon Live straight away. Okay, so let's go over to the editor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to bring that in. Okay, so what I can do now is go over here and it'll catch up with me in a second. And I bring that to there. I move that to there. I move the other bookend over here. Okay, and it tells me that I'm going from 36 minutes to, let's go to 40. So I'm going to go to 43 minutes. So I'm going to do a 5-minute snippet. Okay, but I don't know what's in that snippet. So let's put the bookends back where they were. And what I want to show you is something else. So I could do snippets just like we did on the previous video. But underneath here, you can see that I've got display of a title, comments on screen, crawler, adding a guest, changing the layout, playing a video, and sharing screen. Okay, and what's left now, I've switched all those off. What's left is when people on Facebook give it a thumbs up or made a comment. Okay, but what I'm interested in is the crawlers. Okay, where was the crawler in that video? When did I play a crawler? Because that's the bit I want to take a snippet of. So I switch the crawler back on. I can see the crawler is there. So straight away, I can take and I can start my snippet at the crawler. And let's just switch my microphone off. I'm just going to play a little bit of this video. So bear with me for That's the first crawler. Okay, that's touring the churchyard. If I then go to the next crawler and again move the drag across, and again this time I'm at the second crawler and I'm going to press play. So just give me a second. Switch. That's not the crawler I want. So I'm experimenting here, and I'm going to go to the third crawler, which is there. And I'm going to drag the start to there. Now, the ship you can see on screen at the moment is the Victory. We're in Portsmouth Docks. That is the Victory, which was captained by Admiral Nelson. And let's switch my microphone off and press play. That's the snippet I want. That is the teaser. That is the moment when we're looking at HMS Victory. And I've got a crawler going on the bottom explaining what it's about. Now, when I broadcast to Amazon Live, I broadcast for 2 hours. Nobody is going to watch a 2-hour recording. They will, however, watch a snippet. Yeah. So this is the key thing, that rather than getting people to watch your full broadcast, you actually create snippets. And what I can do now, and we'll set this in train because I'm actually going to use this, is I can bring the bookend over here. Okay. And I've now got a section which is 4 minutes long. I'm going to cut that down to just over 2 minutes. Okay. And then I'm going to put it into orange. Yep. I'm going to have text. Okay. And I'm going to put HMS Victory. Hang on. Let's get rid of what's already there. Okay. And I'm going to change it again. And I'm going to put Portsmouth. Okay, so now what I've got is a snippet of the video. I'm just waiting until I come back full screen. I've got a snippet of the video. It's about HMS Victory in Portsmouth, and underneath it says when this recorded and how. That is the bit that I want people to watch. And I'm just going to go over there, and whilst we're talking, I'm just going to download that. So I've got a video. You'll see that video now everywhere. And go over to Chris, and Chris is saying, we have no, oh, that's an old comment, hopefully. Yeah, I didn't want sound on the video. That wasn't the point. Yeah, I actually got it right that time, Chris. I didn't want sound on the video because I was just showing you. I wasn't actually playing the video for entertainment. I was just doing it. Okay, so that's that sorted. Okay, right. Thank you, everybody who's joined me today. Thank you for your comments and your questions, and I will be coming to watch your videos. Thank you for joining me today. And over to Chris. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting better, Chris. I'm getting better. It's my Achilles heel is I'm not unmuting myself, and we'll get around to that. I am improving. Okay, so I can take that broadcast away, and that video is still processing. So I've got video processing in the background. It's been my pleasure to broadcast in BeLivers today. Just to say, I'm going to hide that. I don't need that anymore. In fact, I can stop the screen share, which will give me more resources. Time for a short advert. Okay, that is a castle, and that's a castle that Angelica and I visited. And if you join me on Amazon Live at 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll find out more about castles and country houses in England. I'm live on Amazon Live. Link is on my profile. It's been my pleasure to broadcast into BeLivers today. Thank you, BeLive. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Take care. Have a great week, and I'll see you again soon. Remember, I'm back the first Tuesday in September. So enjoy the rest of the month. I'm off on Amazon Live. I'll hopefully see you there. Goodbye for now. This is Stephen in Wiltshire, in England, saying thank you for watching.